All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. I am still just so obsessed that we have our team calls on Thursdays because Thursdays are like my favorite and we get to celebrate so many things. But it also is an opportunity. We have now like 7 days before we cash in on the next paycheck, before we, are ready for our next rank advancement, like all of these things. And I think it's really, really powerful that we can, get together, make a plan so that we're ready for next Thursday. So today I want to talk about volume, and I want to talk about a lot of little pieces that go into volume. So there's going to be a lot here. It is recorded, so you can watch it back, and you can listen to this based on where you are in your business, because every single coach on this team is in a different season of their business, meaning they have a different place they need to focus. But the end goal for everyone is big income, right? How am I going to make the most amount of money and honestly, and do the least amount of work? That's what scaling our business is. That's what we're trying to do. We want to make the most amount of money and do the least amount of work. So that's what I want to help you guys. But again, based on where you're at in your business, you're going to need to focus on something a little bit different, depending on where you're at and what your goals are. So I want to start off by saying, and this is going to be a little bit lower level at the beginning, but we're going to have new coaches on here that are listening to this call who maybe have no idea what volume even is. So I just want to start by saying that every single person who signs up as a coach has this setup, right? It is me, I get a right leg and I get a left leg. And that is something that the system does automatically. And when you start to sign people up, they flip-flop back and forth between this right leg and this left leg. The part that you don't see up here is that you are coming in to your coaches either right or left leg, right? Which means, and this is the part that gets a little bit confusing, you can actually earn volume from your coach and anybody who is signed up after you on that same leg. So for example, and I'm just using my business as an example, but you guys are welcome to draw this out for yours. But on my left leg, I signed up my husband. And he was one of the first people I signed up. And that was definitely an investment in my business. I didn't have the extra money to do it. I didn't want to spend the extra money, but somebody had told me along the lines, if you sign up your husband early on in your business, you won't regret the decision. It will pay for itself in the long run. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I signed up my husband. Now, what happened was my husband also got a right leg and a left leg of his own, right? I never really intended to build my husband. And if I'm being completely honest and transparent, I've not yet built my husband, right? I got him to Emerald because I wanted to start getting that team cycle bonus for him as well. And you have to be Emerald to get that. But we'll talk about that in a second. So anyways, my husband gets this right and left leg also. But then if we ignore his right and left leg, Katie continues to sign up all these people. And what happened was Katie signed up people on this leg like Heather. She's on that leg. Heather signed up, got a right and a left leg. She signed up Amanda. Okay, so do you see like all this volume because Amanda then got a right and left leg, started signing people up. So now every time Amanda signs somebody up, Amanda gets the volume, Heather gets the volume, Jordan gets the volume, Katie gets the volume. So now what happens with this, and this is longer term kind of volume pieces, but what happens is Jordan, this all is on Jordan's strong leg. This all rolls through his strong leg because he's automatically getting volume from a team that he's not building. He's not doing anything. None of these people are signed up under him. They're signed up after him. There's a difference, right? Under him and after him is a big, big difference. So he's getting all this volume on his strong leg. So now, bigger picture, when you start to really decide you want to go for income, your goal becomes 2-star, right? I don't care if you're an Emerald coach, a Diamond coach, a 1-star Diamond coach, however far away that feels, that's your goal, is 2-star. Because when 2-star happens, you get to do something called open a second business center and recreate another one of you. So when that happened in my business, Katie 2 was born, and guess where I put her? I put Katie 2 over here on Jordan's weak leg. Okay, so now, and I'm just going to call her K2. That's where she lives. Now, guess what happened on Katie 2? She got a right leg and a left leg. This is getting really complex and really, really ugly, but I just want to show you guys what's possible. She got a right leg and a left leg. She signed up people like Christina, Chanel, Anita. They all got signed up over here. Now, every time one of them helps somebody or sells a bag of Shakeology, that volume now rolls through Katie 2, through Jordan, and through Katie 1. So every time a Thursday rolls around, I'm getting 1, 2, 3 paychecks for the exact same amount of work. And that is scaling your business. Being able to every single time a payday rolls around, generate 3 paychecks for the same amount of work. I'm not doing more work than anybody else because, see, my husband, I took the advice to sign him up early by making him just Emerald. So I had a couple of months where I hit my SC6. I had somebody else interested. So I'm like, okay, I'll put them under my husband at that point. He only has a couple of people under him, but it doesn't matter because his volume isn't coming from person number 1 and person number 2, which is easy to think like, oh, big deal. I put 2 people under him. And when you start to learn anything about Team Cycle Bonus, you realize it's 100 and 200 PV. Like those people aren't making that amount of orders with just a couple people under there, but it doesn't matter because just because I have those people under there and made him Emerald, he's getting all the volume from Katie's strong leg. He's getting all the volume from Katie 2 as a whole. And those 2 together generate a paycheck for him every single week, despite what happens in his business center itself. So that's the importance, number 1, of signing up your spouse and signing them up fairly early. Now, I will say, Jordan was not the very first person I signed up because I too was like skeptical. So there were people up here, not the end of the world. The only time that really kind of matters or hurts is if you sign up a rock star coach up there, because now all that volume is not going to come through him, right? Heather went diamond, Heather's in 1-star quals. If I would have signed her up and then signed Jordan, I'm missing all that volume rolling through him. Everybody I signed up before him has since canceled. So he is the first one on that leg. So I got lucky. But that is the benefit of signing your spouse up fairly early in the business. The other catch is, so he wasn't always Emerald. There were parts of my business where I was like scraping to get Success Club, and I didn't have the extra to put under him to keep him Emerald, right? But it didn't matter other than keeping him active. If he ever went inactive, meaning he didn't have 50 PV of customer purchases or his own purchases in a month, then his volume account goes to 0, like, which is really scary to think about because especially in that period of him not being Emerald, he's not cashing in on his Team Cycle bonus, but he still gets to accrue that volume. So anything that's ordered, anytime we do a launch, it all goes there. So that when I do have a good month where I can get him Emerald again, that's money just sitting in the bank, ready for me to take action on. So I just wanted to show that. And I wanted to show big picture that we will work to get you a second business center and third and fourth and all of that down the road. So you essentially don't do any more work, but get to make more money. That's the goal. When I built to Diamond, it wasn't with working coaches. That comes with time and confidence in talking about the business and sharing the business opportunity. So just, the chat this morning was great about everybody talking about you just really take control of your own business and you get to move it forward at the pace that you're comfortable with. If you're ready to hit a rank, then you get to control that, right? You can put 2 people under your spouse, put 2 people under your mom, and build your account if that's the way that you want to do it. So wanted to share that. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about with volume. Oh, I don't know. I'll come back to it when I think about it, because it'll come around. Another thing I wanted to share. So we don't really focus on building for volume until you hit diamond. And that is not because I want you to race to a rank, but I want you to race to income. And every time you cycle, there's a $4 difference between an emerald coach and a diamond coach, which doesn't sound like much, but I'm losing like $50 a week on Jordan's account because he's not diamond. And I don't want you guys to experience that in your own businesses. I would rather you get to the rank, and then we will work to build your volume. So step one is let's get it to diamond so you can get that $18 cycle. And then we're going to worry about building for volume. So if you guys are curious, I was talking to Anita this morning. I'm sure she'll catch the replay of this, but I was talking to her this morning about moving some things around to make sure she's emerald so she can start cashing in on her bank. And what that means, if you go into your Coach Online back office, and if you're doing it from a computer, and on that home screen, you click on team volume, that's going to show you your left leg and your right leg. And it's going to show you this week and the previous whatever is banked. So at the very bottom, it's going to have your total left leg and right leg. And if I had to guess, most of you are going to have substantially different numbers. Like one is going to be in the thousands, and then one is going to be in the hundreds or less than that, depending on where you are in your business. And what I want you to realize is if you take that super big number, say it's 2,000, and if you divide that by 200, because that's your strong leg. So we're talking about cycles here. So take that big number, whatever it is, divide it by 200, and then multiply that by $18, because we're trying to get to diamond. So we're talking $18 cycles. That's how much money is sitting in the bank, ready for you to cash in on. So I just did a 2,000, somebody who's got 2,000 sitting there, which may be very low for some of you, might be accurate for some of you. That's $180 that's just sitting there. It's just ready to be banked, to be like taken advantage of. Pull it out of the bank. As long as you stay active, that number will continue to grow. So let's just focus on getting to diamond, and then I will help you understand what's your weak leg, what's your strong leg, what do we want to do to capitalize on that? Because that is going to be when everyone sets their income goals for November and beyond. That's going to be an area of focus for us, is that team cycle bonus. What can we do? So what I do every single week, even now in my business, I already did it for next week. This is really hard to see. I take Katie 2, and Jordan, and I write down what my leftover volume is that didn't get cashed in on last Thursday's paycheck, right? So I write down what those volume numbers are. And then I can look at them, and I take the big one, divide it by 2, and we'll talk about how you figure this out. It gets a little confusing. So it's 100 on your weak leg, 200 on your strong leg. Every time that combination happens, it's one cycle. So I write down all these numbers, and I can see already today, it's Thursday, day 1, I'm cycling twice. It's not a lot, but I'm already cycling 2 times on the very first day. But what this does by writing this down like this, and you guys should all be able to do it on your first business center and your husband. So everybody should have 2 of these to be able to do, to see where is the gap. Where's the little tiny number that's preventing me from lots and lots of cycles, right? Especially because if I look at mine, Jordan has 150 on one leg and 1,200 on the other leg. But remember, anything that happens to Jordan also happens to Katie. Same thing with all of you guys. Anything that happens in your spouse account happens to you as well. So that's where I go like, oh, Jordan's strong leg is severely lacking at this point. If I have extra people, and I do, I've already hit Success Club. I've got 10, 11 days left in the month to recruit people. That's where I'm going to put them, because that's going to generate the most amount of income for me in my business currently. It's going to help him cycle. It's going to give Katie more volume. It's going to help her cycle. those cycles are where we're going to generate income. So even before you hit your diamond rank, even before any of that happens, I want you guys to really start paying attention to your volume and where are those numbers and how off balance are they and how can we work on capitalizing on volume. So take the time, go write those numbers down, divide it by 200, see where you're at. If you want to send them to me in a private message, then we can chat about your volume, like specifically, and areas that we can, work to move it towards more income. But keep in mind, my focus at first is not going to be moving volume to income until you're diamond, because I really want to make sure that you're capitalizing on those extra $4 every cycle, because it's going to matter. It's going to add up and it's going to make a difference in your paycheck. But when you hit diamond, I know we're really starting to get, Amanda's now diamond, Heather's now diamond, Mary's really close, Christina's really close, Chanel's really close. We got all these people really close to diamond. So I want to start talking about this as you guys build to diamond. Shoot me a message. Let's talk about your volume. I can't see it very well in my back office. I try to dig in there, but I can't quite get down to those numbers. So if you send them to me, I would love to help you strategize, like, all right, this is what we need to do to really move that income needle forward. But just know, even if you're not yet diamond, you can start to kind of look at this and place things where they need to be placed as you have extra people. I hope that helps. I hope that kind of paints a big picture for what's to come, and show you guys that you really can scale the business and do the same amount of work and make more money. When I sign somebody up, I'm making 3 times the amount of money that somebody's doing signing them up, the exact same person, but putting them in their own business center, right? And I want everyone to be able to take advantage of that, because it's really, really powerful as far as income goes. Okay. Jumping, since that was like most of our call, I want to jump over to November. I think it's really, really important, any direction you head as far as boot camps go, that you are excited and confident about whatever you're inviting to. I also think that it's something you have to literally beat a dead horse. Maybe not literally, you have to beat a dead horse. You have to go talk about it a million times to get people excited, to let them know why this program, why this boot camp, why them, why now, how can it help them? And I just want you to go with it and just talk about it and invite to it and invite to it. So I will be doing the drop your turkey, like pick your turkey, drop your turkey, however we're going to market that in November. That is going to be my focus. And I'm doing that because I started to think about, where was Katie when Katie first started? And I was overweight. I was struggling with my nutrition. I was struggling with energy. And if somebody could tell me I could drop 5 pounds and get a routine going so that the holidays I wouldn't just be packing on more, sign me up. I'm all in. If your journey is not a weight loss journey, then maybe this isn't the direction you go, because you're not going to be talking to your person, right? Yes, you're probably still going to want to help people who want to lose weight. You're going to appeal to more people, but you really want to focus on talking to that one person that you can relate to, that was your story. So that's mine. And that's why I'm really, really passionate about it. And Amanda came up with a really great idea to break it off into pick your turkey. Not everybody wants to lose 25 pounds. Not everybody wants to lose 10 pounds. Everybody's got a range and a goal in which they want to lose. So we're going to pick your turkey. There's going to be a $5 buy-in. And that's because I really think people, they show up more when there's something at stake, right? They've got something to lose. So this is for new clients, old clients, anybody in between. They can purchase access in here for $5. If they pick their turkey and hit their personal goal, they get their $5 right back and get entered into a prize drawing that I will be sending away prizes based on all of the people who hit their personal goal. We are going to be doing the Healthy Obsession super block. It's the first opportunity that we have to really dive into these super blocks. I'm really, really, really excited about this new platform and the way that we're going to be doing it. So this is free to anybody who has body access. It's also a really good way for you guys to start transitioning your people to body. If they don't yet have it, they don't quite see the value. This is really one of those opportunities to say, hey, you can snag body access. It was free for the first month. If you canceled it and you want to just get body, they can add the monthly body still currently. We can do this program, and then you can talk to them about like, this is the way of the future, and that this is going to be how a lot of the programs are given, is through this super block format if they really, really love it. And they're going to really, really love it. I just know it. So we are going to start November 7th. It's 5 days a week for 3 weeks. And then there's going to be a down week, an off week, which works really well after Thanksgiving. Everybody can kind of reset, do some recovery. And then the next block will start in December. That time with Sure Thing, since we have a new program launch happening in the month of December. So yes, Healthy Obsession are hour-long workouts. And if I could just take a minute and get a little self-pity, the filming is not live for these, meaning you guys are going to be doing 1 a day. We have to film 2 a day sometimes. Hour-long workouts. I'm like, huh? And my original goal, because filming obviously is at first thing in the morning because we're Eastern time, my original goal was like to keep going with XB in the morning and then do my Healthy Obsession in the afternoon. But then you're talking like, what, 2.5 hours of workouts a day? Like, I don't know if I can do that. So we'll see. But yes, they are hour long. I think that the concept, when these super blocks roll out, like a relaunch of a program, it's going to be forced into 5 days a week for 3 weeks. Like, that doesn't change. But I think that the timing of the workout is going to be dependent on the program. So 80-day Obsession was hour-long workouts. Therefore, the workouts are an hour long. If I had to guess, Transform 20, when that relaunches, there'll be 20-minute workouts. Like, that would be my guess, that that's the way it will continue, that the length of the workout will be similar to the first time that program was launched. So any other questions? So my last closing thoughts, if nobody has questions, is just really, it's really, really important to do the little things every single day. If you want to be a coach and you want to be healthy and you want to live a long, healthy, fulfilling life, and you want to generate an income for your family, you just have to do the little things every single day. You don't have to make big, massive moves in your business. You don't have to drop 100 pounds immediately. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to show up every single day. And you have to commit to wanting to improve every single day. That's all I'm doing. I'm not wickedly successful in this business. I'm just me in a little tiny town doing little tiny things. But I know what's coming. And I know that the people I've met and put in my life are like such a blessing, right? Like, you have to wholeheartedly believe that this business can change your life if you let it, if you keep showing up and keep doing the things. I know that we all have days where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm failing. I'm losing followers. I have no engagement. I don't have anybody else to invite. I don't have anything to post today. And when that happens, I want you to just take a breath and realize that every single person feels it. And it's not about showing up perfect on social media. It's not about having the most beautiful marketing plan that's flawless. It's literally about just being you, being vulnerable, sharing the hard with the good, and showing people what's possible for them, right? I am little miss inconsistent. And I know that's hard to see because now I work out every single day. Without a doubt, I'm up at 4:30. That was not my life, you guys. That was not who I was. That was not my story. But I got to write that. I got to decide that I wanted to be fit, that I wanted to be healthy, that I don't want to die of diabetes and cancer if I can control it, because that's all my family does. They get diabetes, they get cancer, they have heart attacks, and they all die. Everybody dies young. That's my whole family. And I don't want that. I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for my life. I get to decide. So I want you guys to just really take a chance on giving everything you have to your coaching opportunity and realize what it can do for you if you just keep showing up. You don't have to do anything big. You don't need 6 hours a day. You need consistency. That's it. Consistency, right? In your business and in your own personal journey. So, all right, if that's it, I will stop the recording. I will share this in the team page. Go out, share this with somebody because somebody else too wants to feel better. You just got to go find them. All right, have a good day, guys.